We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
It is Tuesday, my dudes. 2/22/22 Tuesday. It is. Today, welcome to The Ironworx, right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. It's your boys, Josh, Walt, and Zach, hanging out with you this morning. Trying to wake up, or some of us might be trying to go to sleep. Some of us had a big night last night.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say some of us might already be asleep.
Yeah, it was hard getting up today, that's for sure.
True. And there we go.
So how was the weekend, Josh?
It was all right. Got a little overtime work in. Got some cleaning done. Got the wife's car fixed. It was a successful weekend all around, I suppose. Got some snow come through and then melt again. And should be back tomorrow or the next day. So there's that. Till the snow gets here, it's going to be a balmy 65 degrees here in Missouri in February. And probably not be that warm, but in the 60s, I do believe. So it's going to be warm here today. It was warm here yesterday. Warm here on Sunday. And snow.
Yeah, I saw up there just south of where I'm from, where I grew up in Indiana. I-65, it goes from Gary all the way down to Miami, the tip of Florida. So Lake Michigan to the tip of Florida. And they had a 17-hour, while they were removing cars and trucks from, I don't know what happened, but they were stuck out there for 17 hours, all the people. And it is cold up there right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
That had to be horrible.
That's real scary. That's why I carry so much shit in my car. Why I have 5 different MREs and water and all kinds of shit in my car. Just in case.
Yeah, during the wintertime, you have to. You really do. Yeah, I always had my Carhartts good to -30 and all kinds of stuff in my truck.
Meanwhile, I'm running my air conditioner and fans, and I think we'll have a high today. The high today will be 77. Starting out this morning, 69. Looks like it's going to be partly cloudy all the way through about 1 o'clock. But we'll be hitting some partly sunny day. Ease on down to 69 again for your low tonight. It's currently 69 degrees. Feels like 66 here on the Bayou side.
On the Bayou side. That's awesome. How's Quentin doing?
He's good. Good. We hung out, played a little music, messed around. He was off this weekend, so we had some good times.
Yeah,
We actually took off after he came by, and we took off and got out of the house. You know, we had kind of been home ridden for a bit, and just went out and about, did a few things, got some new guitar strings, checked out a few new places that had opened while we were shut down. So just got out in the world. But yeah, good to be back in the mix. Definitely a rough stretch, but definitely glad to be back. Glad to see all of you people there in the chat. I typed for a minute and then you just overwhelmed me and I had to give up. So whoever I didn't say hello to as well.
Yeah, I stayed up all night Saturday night and found till about 2:30, and found that I'm just not as young as I used to be. Pulling those all nighters, a video game won't do it anymore like it used to. I used to be able to just sit there and bloop bloop. This time it was like I took the 228 pick and I was just like, I'll close my eyes for an hour.
Just rest my eyes. That's it. Just rest them.
I woke up, my phone was dead. Just the alarm must have just ran the phone down. I must have just sat there and let it go for as long as it took to just, not as young as I used to be. Looks like Remy's being a stinker butt.
I just saw that in chat. Hello, Karen B. Good morning. Good to see you there. Sorry your dog sucks.
Layla was being a bit of a bitch too. I just heard Dixie get up not too long ago and have to go let her.
Well, there must be something going on then, because my cats kept me up all night running amok, and they usually, as soon as I lay down, they'll be at the door because they want to be in there, and we just can't do it with three of them in the bed with us. It's too much cat. Anyway, and definitely they were active as hell, throwing stuff off shelves and chasing each other verbosely. So something's happening with the animals, it would seem.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Min came and he'll come and hang out with me, but he came and went to sleep in my bed for a couple hours last night, which is unusual, and it pissed Hank off. Good Lord. I've never seen Hank pout so much. I was like, dude, get up here. Come here, lay down. And he looked up at me and laid his head down. Like, dude, come on. I wonder if come up here too. No.
Right? I wonder if their weather control technology affects the animals adversely, because now that I think about it, the cats have actually been acting up for like a day or two now, like just out of their normal routine. The one who's not very attentive doesn't want to be pet or touched or too much picking up and all that. She does it on her terms, has twice now just climbed right up on my chest and laid down and kind of put her arms on each side of my neck like a big hug and just laid there. And then when I got up this morning, she was perched on the arm of the chair doing that little head up and down thing, like she sees the target she's about to go get, and then it goes up and she starts doing that. That's something that's up above my head, and I love when stuff's above my head that they're digging on. That's really exciting and fear-inducing, little nerve-wracking, because they see things we don't, for sure, and so they are tracking something damn sure all over my house right now. I don't know, crazy energy.
Did you guys see that flock of birds?
There's been 2 of them now that have done this. There's 2 different videos showing 2 different flocks of birds like dive bombing the ground. I didn't believe the first one. I thought it had to be CGI. I just thought it had to be. I was like, what the hell is that? I've never heard or seen anything like that before.
So the explanation that I read made actually quite a bit of sense to me. because when the birds flock together, they get these big murmurations and they move in these giant patterns back and forth. The explanation I heard was that there was probably a bird of prey that was trying to get this murmuration of birds and had basically moved them down to the ground. Not like down to the ground, but pushed their elevation down and then attacked the murmuration. And when they moved, when they all swooped as a murmuration down away from this bird of prey, they were too low to the ground for them all to be able to make it. So when you watch the video, it just looks like somebody pours a big bunch of birds onto the ground, at which point 90% of them fly back away. But then on the ground is that 10% that was on the bottom of that murmuration that hit the ground when they were too low and came in a little too hot and just didn't survive. Now, I don't know that I've seen the second one. The first one, that wasn't terribly good video quality. It was like a Ring doorbell or something, but up higher. I don't know. It was weird. Which ones did you see, Zach? What was the second one?
I don't know. I just saw it the other day. Yeah, neither of the videos were great. That's why I just don't buy the bird of prey. I mean, there's always been birds of prey. And
but there haven't
always
been 24-hour cameras catching everything in the world.
But they've been out for decades now. We've had cameras out.
With murmurations, I've watched.
Yeah, I've watched those murmurations.
Insane things happen. And I do know when a bird of prey is in the midst of one of them or messing with a nest near a group of those, a murmur or a murmurt. I don't know what you would call it, but that group of birds does do weird shapes that it normally wouldn't do, trying to either avoid or keep that bird of prey from a nest. It almost gets like spooky, the movement.
I know, but I think we would have heard of this, at least heard of it, a bird bomb. Never even heard of anything like this. Never in my life. It's just weird to me. I think, these natural phenomena with animal, I mean, we see birds all the time. People do. There's bird watchers, this and that. Never, ever have I heard of a bird bomb. Have you guys?
I don't think so.
Weird shit's been falling out of the sky for as long as I've been reading weird books.
But a bird bomb like this, I'm just saying, I've never even heard of this before. That's why it's so weird to me. Now in a month, it's been caught on camera twice. It's just weird to me. I don't know. Just saying.
No, it's definitely weird. It is definitely weird. Especially watching the videos and seeing it just like somebody dumps a bunch of birds up out the sky. I'd be real curious to see what that second video looks like, though.
Yeah, I'll say this. When I saw it, it didn't strike to me like it was, true. I didn't believe it. I don't think it was natural to me. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I think if they were going to fake it, they would have just left that big black blob on the ground. That'd have been more dramatic, more effective, I would have thought. Here's this huge flock of birds, and boom, they all died, and they all descended upon this town in one big, giant, fell swoop. But most of them just blew off. So I don't think it was like EMF frequencies or weird poison cloud drifting through the air or something. It just seemed like for whatever reason, they all went down and most of them went back up, but not all. But fucking weird.
Yeah, very weird. So did you see what Bill Gates has to say?
Who?
Yeah.
What did Bill Gates have to say? Wait, we're not playing
COVID risks have dramatically reduced, but another pandemic is coming. But it won't be COVID. It's going to be a different disease, and it will be a pandemic. He already knows. But They have the mRNA technology down now, so don't worry. They'll have the vaccine out for you real quick. I mean, does he not realize what's going on around the whole plane right now?
No.
I don't think that he does. I don't know. Or he just doesn't really care. Dude, you're losing right now. Big time. Bad. Now is not the time to double down.
You don't tell a man with $100 billion that he's losing. In his mind, he's never going to lose no matter what the outcome. Because he's got $100 billion.
He's like science, right?
Right.
I'm right whether you like me or not. I'm just right. I win. I have $100 billion. I win.
Right.
That's
if I'm
the name of
wrong,
the
then I'll
game.
just spend my money till I am right.
Yeah, I can pay a scientist to tell you whatever I want him to tell you. Don't worry.
You know how many secret labs I'm funding right now developing the next pandemic, for fuck's sake?
And most people are so stupid, I'll just throw some statistics out there and make it look like the way I want it to. I mean, the guy wrote a book on it. How much he loves lying with statistics. In the news, that's probably where he got the idea. If you really pay attention to what the news says, half the time it's really not that scary when you do a little bit of research. Well, 75% of the people in this county and this hospital wing and this, it's like, oh, wait, what? You know, they like to spin those numbers to where they get a big number when they want something to be bad and a small number when they want something to be, good. And they'll just pick a spot that has the numbers they want, or a small group, and they'll give you the percentages on that. Well, on a group of random people we asked, it's lying with numbers. The guy wrote a book on it. It baffles me that they're already trying again talking about a pandemic. That's just insane.
And that's what's fucked up. That's what needs to be out there in the fucking protests. That's what needs to be spray painted on the sides of these motherfucking trucks. They're already planning the next pandemic. The next pandemic is already being thought of.
That's crazy.
So I hate to beat a dead bird to death, but I couldn't let this one alone because I did remember an incident some years back here in the state. So I dug a little bit. And back in 2011, this story from ABC Science, not affiliated with the news network. This is a .net.au site. Over the past 2 weeks, 500 red-winged blackbirds died together in Louisiana, while 100 jackdaws turned up dead on the streets in Sweden. In Arkansas, an estimated 100,000 fish went belly up. The day before, 5,000 blackbirds slammed into roofs, mailboxes, and ground at full speed. Blah, 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 blah. And down here we see, this is really not the unusual thing that people are trying to make it into, says Robert Meese, an avian ecologist at the University of California, Davis. A lot of this stuff happens all the time without anyone documenting it. Dramatic die-offs are very common in animals that congregate or travel in large groups. Migratory birds become disoriented because of storms, fogs, causing them to run into bridges, predators, and accidentally ingest pesticides. I'm just kind of reading through the quickness of this story, but like there was a storm in 1904 where 1.5 million Lapland longspurs died in a storm in Minnesota and Iowa. So, I mean, like I said, this has been happening a long time. I've been reading 40 times.
Well, yeah, I've seen mass bird extinctions. I mean, I've seen that plenty of times. I'm just saying, I've never seen them dive bomb into the ground like they're trying to kill somebody walking by. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a natural thing either. I'm just saying it's so weird that I'm, never even heard of something like that happening. But yeah, no, something definitely. Birds are weird. Do you know there used to be well, who knows? But just like 120 years ago, there was over 3 billion carrier pigeons here in North America. 3 billion. They said that the swarms, what are they called, Josh?
I don't know.
You just said it.
Well, a murmuration, or like the big ones that they.
Yeah, they'd get into a murmur like that.
Yeah, I don't know if
it
that's
would
what
be
you call it.
thick.
Flock? I don't know if that's a specific word or just shit I pulled up, but yeah, the murmuration is like the I guess. I don't know.
It looks like water almost.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, they would do that, but it would block out the sun. There were so many birds. I couldn't even imagine that. But yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on up there and with these animals?
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird.
I had to.
Every time I hear that, I think of Family Guy.
I knew you were going to go there. When I saw the Peter video for it, I'm like, yeah, everybody knows that one. Do you know the original? It's even more insane than Peter's. That dude was hopped up on a lid, I believe. I think he was taking the pot.
Look, yeah, Josh is wrecking the place, getting all excited, going all crazy.
I heard that, but I was thinking it was in my house because, again, I have cats running everywhere, so I just assumed they had torn up something, and I heard it through my headset, which happens more often than you guys probably know. I dropped that song for you in chat. You enjoy that. Speaking of taking the pot, we had a great show Friday. I don't know if you guys were there, but we were. Shout out, Daryl. Thank you, sir. It was a great show. I haven't seen him in chat just yet, but hey, it's early or late, depending on, I guess, how you look at it, as you said.
Yes. Only 2 o'clock out on the West Coast.
The show is currently there on our little history of archival, that word I can't even think of how to say this morning. Good Lord, we're flocked up. Sorry, everybody. Thank you, Matt Palmer.
So did you see the date that Russia entered Ukraine?
What?
5? Go.
2/2/22 or 2/22/22.
Today?
Yeah, well, it was sometime
today, yesterday.
I was there. Yeah, it was there today.
Yesterday was there today.
So far, yeah, exactly. So yeah, yesterday, Russia started rolling into the Ukraine, and it looks like China's got their back. I mean, it's playing out like a video game, like a movie.
What if this is why Trudeau is doubling down up in Canada? He's just trying to bide time until they can finally get this next world war kicked off. He's like, I thought they would have fucking started it by now, but they're fucking making me look like shit. This wouldn't be too bad if the whole world's erupted in flames, but me, I just look like an asshole by myself right now.
Yeah, he is on the front burner. But, I mean, yeah, if he's in the club. So, yeah, he would definitely be in the know of when all that kind of stuff's going to happen. But it does look like they're going to maybe try to start some kind of conflict up again. And Russia, United States, China, those are some big heavy hitters in the old war games scenarios. So let's hope cooler heads prevail, and I don't know. Feel bad for all those people in the military. It's just not the same as it is in the movies and the video games. When you're out there in real life, I've heard. It's just, yeah. When were you in, Josh? Was there any wars going on or anything?
I was in mid-90s, mid to late 90s, the backside of the 90s is when I was out there. No.
The Desert Storm and all that had already wrapped up, and
I mean, they were still using M16s and forest
musket.
camo. So,
wow.
Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, my buddy said they called those muskets, the M16s. He said there are still guys out there, just not even a decade ago, still using M16s. He said those guys would come back from, I forget what he would call it, but he said, man, they would look like they'd just been out there for years. And the way he would explain it, he would say, 6 days out there feels like forever. Because it's not 6 days of camping and, sightseeing. It's 6 days of like adrenaline going nonstop, and all of a sudden stopping, and all of a sudden going at all of, I don't know.
Well, that hit, didn't
break.
That is the break. That's the end of the first half of the Ironworks right here on TFR. Stick around. We'll be back for more right after this.
Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. He was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
It's amazing how people have been raving about iLife all over Facebook. They've been posting their testimonials just because they want to get the word out because it's worked so well for them. If you're not familiar with iLife, it's a 99% pure CBD oil. But the secret is the synergy between the hemp and the ayahuasca vine, the non-psychoactive component of the ayahuasca tea. We recently received an email from a wife whose husband has Parkinson's. For the first time, he's been able to sleep through the entire night. Another customer reported that they're no longer using NSAIDs because their tennis elbow has been relieved with iLife. The reports have been phenomenal and much more than we ever expected. Everyone should have access to this. That's why if you head on over to iLife.com right now and use coupon code TFR, we'll give you $5 towards your order. And we'll even ship it worldwide. That's iLife.com. AYALife.com.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth Trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today and buy the Birth Trilogy, spelled B-E-A-R-T-H, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch. Fuck it. Welcome back. I'm too busy trying to decide which buttons to push instead of just pushing buttons. So I could sit here for the next 30 seconds trying to figure it out. Which one should I do? And then we know what happens when I stay quiet for 30 seconds. So fuck it. Welcome back. Second half of the first half kicking off right now. It's raining outside. Warm, but raining.
Well, it's not here till this afternoon, possibly.
Here it's raining. What is it raining? Liquid.
It's raining, man. I don't know. Let me go see. I know the story, but I just dropped it. I didn't read it because it was such a T-har.
Metal vapors. Metal vapors, and it's raining uncut gems, I think is what it said, or something like that.
Is this on the ultra hot Jupiter?
I think so.
That's hot.
That's hot.
Is that exoplanet WASP?
That's hot. 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 This is hot. That's hot.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, exactly. WASP 121b. Now I'm not going to get into a
white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
A whole why the old Anglos are involved, but yeah, it's about 900 light years from Earth. So we must have used that ultra high speed internet we use just for space. Temperatures on the planet's day side can reach up to 4,600 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so hot. How hot is it? That heavy metal elements like iron, I know those guys, and magnesium, haven't met them yet, exist as gases and are constantly steaming or streaming. I know the iron guys stream a lot out of the atmosphere and into space. There you go. There's more, but you know, why joke with the silly people and their silly stuff? The night side gets down to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Does it say how far away this is? I love it.
I'm trying to see where the yeah, it's what was it? I said it was 900 light years. 900 light years from Earth. Yes, sir. So let's see. Oh, the recently launched Jimmy Boy's special little space telescope is expected to observe WASP 121b later this year. Because, you know, when you're in space, it takes a long time to turn around.
Right.
Okay. Here's an analogy of how real
Where
this
is it with the gemstones? Go ahead, sir. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold up. With this information, the team then modeled what other kinds of chemicals and molecules might exist in this exoplanetary atmosphere, band name called it. They found the night side likely contains exotic clouds made of iron and titanium, as well as corundum, DMC, the same mineral that is found in ruby and sapphire gemstones on Earth. So the clouds will then get whipped from the night side to the day side, kind of like a ping pong game, and they'll find themselves in an extremely hostile environment where they will condense and fall like rain. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen?
That is so funny. I love when they do this stuff. All right, you guys.
What more can I do, right?
I'm holding it up in my hand right now. So Walt, tell me what it looks like. You too, Josh.
All right.
I mean, this is what NASA is doing.
Okay,
right?
so there's it's about 80 billion light years from us because I can barely see it, and there's probably cotton candy. I think I see a cotton candy cloud over there.
You're right. You see how good NASA is?
And I like
Walt's
lemonade.
read.
I mean, I see lemonade. Wait.
And the kitties. Kitties are everywhere.
Titanium kitties. I see titanium kitty.
Is that what that is? Because I'm streaming, my bandwidth is so low. It's coming across like unicorns. I don't get the detail of kittens, but good on you.
Well, you gotta kind of close one eye and look through the side of your other eye, those pixels just right, and you'll suddenly see titanium kitties.
Gotcha.
I think they're actually touring on the. Oh, never mind. I'll stop. Oh goodness!
Can't tell us what's at the bottom of the ocean, but they'll tell you what's happening on the planet 900 light years away.
It's an ultra hot super Jupiter. Oh, is it not super Jupiter? It's just ultra hot. Wait, I'm so confused these days.
It's a heavy metal Jupiter.
Oh, finally. Coffee's kicking in a little bit.
So if they were to be looking at other planets for like things like rubies and sapphires, what could they find here on our planetary existence? Oh, wait, that's not it. Obviously, I am a case that proves the point. Apparently, astrophysicists say planetary intelligence exists, but Earth doesn't have any.
I saw the story, and because we just went over this on Friday morning, did we not? Didn't you
Did
share
we
the
not
story?
talk to Gaia? Wasn't Gaia in chat there for a little while with us? I'm pretty sure.
Something. But no, there was a story last week talking about Earth and its planetary intelligence.
Yeah, Earth is a sentient life form.
Yeah.
So, like when Rick goes to that one planet and it's all the same female chick and they're all like heading to the football stadium. I'm just saying.
No. It's like when the one where
I'm trying to understand.
It's the one where Rick knocked the planet up.
Oh, that one. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that's Gaia. Yeah. The one he was ghosting and building a Faraday box. Rick and Morty. Man, I haven't watched Rick and Morty in a while. It's just not doing it anymore. I don't know.
So apparently planets evolve through immature and mature stages. And, planetary intelligence is indicative of when you get to a mature planet. And, I think if we take a look around at the current mental state of average Joe six-pack, yeah, not too mature.
Average Joe six-pack, more like average Joe pony keg nowadays. A lot more pony kegs than six-packs nowadays. I'm just saying. When that saying was written, I bet it was like the 30s or 40s or.
I think it refers to how much they drink on a daily basis.
Oh,
the average consumption of average Joe. It's just your average Joe six-pack. I think, not referring to their stomach muscles.
So apparently this is something that happens on a planet Wait, no, I'm sorry. Wait, I read it backwards. Perhaps this is something that happens to a planet, not on a planet. So that's what it is. It happens to a planet, not
So wait a minute.
on a
Okay,
planet.
what?
It's all about the
There's a
description.
dirty joke in here somewhere. I just
You
know
know, I
it.
was going to stop before you got there, and there you are.
It's a
So
good
it
thing I'm more
happens
mature.
So
to a
planetary intelligence is kind of like jumbo shrimp or
Barbecue
anyway.
shrimp gumbo.
military
Oh,
intelligence.
military intelligence, right? You're there. He's there. He got there.
Oh my
One of them
goodness. What do we call it?
oxymorons.
Oxymoron. Yep. Jinx. Josh can't talk the rest of the show.
Josh probably wasn't gonna anyway.
Well, just so you know, a transition to planetary intelligence, just as we've just talked about here, would have the hallmark property of intelligence operating at a planetary scale. Wait, let me read that again. Yeah, that's what it said. Such planetary intelligence would then be capable of steering the future evolution of Earth, acting in concert with planetary systems. These guys have been watching Rick and Morty, I'm fucking telling you. Acting in concert with planetary systems and guided by a deep understanding of such systems. Show us what you got. I'm telling you, they've been watching Rick and Morty.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Disqualified.
You cannot
Not
even write this stuff, but they do somehow.
So where's this one at?
Right there.
You were right. There it is. So
why do you sound so surprised? Jesus.
They are really getting into lasers all of a sudden. Have you seen this? All this talk of lasers to do this, lasers to do that, and I'm not knocking lasers. Don't get me wrong. I love playing with them and having the cats chase them and all that kind of stuff too. But
shouldn't do that, by the way. Don't do that to your cats.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't.
Really, I mean, think about it. They're constantly chasing something they can never get. Not to change the subject.
No, for real. I know. My buddy did it to one of his dogs, like excessively, and the dog, for the last 3-4 years of his life, looked for that dot. Like, excessively.
Psychotic about it, right? Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to. It just when you said that, it was like, wait, no, don't do that. Throw your laser away. Hashtag throw your laser away.
Donate it to Zach and Cammy. We'll use it.
Cool.
For real.
I've got one shaped like a mouse.
Nice. So yeah, they want to have a new laser station to to reduce the space debris. Now, I mean, come on. I don't know. I mean, a 150 watt laser could do some serious damage. Yeah. It really can. A 5 watt laser does serious amounts of damage and can burn stuff. Mm-hmm. But do we really want to be shooting? I mean, we know that we're not going to hit any life out there or this and that, but did they?
What was that Val Kilmer movie where they were all in school and they popped a bunch of popcorn with lasers at the end? They bounced the laser around and it finally just came back and popped a bunch of popcorn and filled the whole house with popcorn. What the hell was that?
Young Einstein.
Weird science.
Young
Einstein. One of those teenage movies that I missed.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was Young Einstein?
Where he was at MIT?
I think that's
right. I'm almost 100% sure. I know it's not weird science because
Real Genius.
Real lot.
BCB.
Real Genius. That's what it was.
That's what it was. I'm like, Einstein doesn't sound
Real
right.
Einstein. Yeah, that didn't. You're right.
Yeah, that's Yahoo Serious, I think. It's the one you're thinking about.
There's a name I haven't thought of in forever. But what if they did use a laser? I mean, how effective is that really going to be against removing whole pieces of space debris? Right? I guess it depends on how big they can get that beam when it finally hits, but still.
Yeah, and you're just going to shoot this dangerous emitting pulse out into space. I mean, I know space, and even in their mind, is big and all this, but if you're thinking that there's life out there, you don't shoot things while there's, people standing behind it. I don't know. It's just crazy. And then they're saying they want to take a laser and use it as a propulsion system now. A laser from Earth is going to move a craft to Mars in 45 days. I mean, I keep up with physics pretty good.
I'm working through that right now myself,
Are
thinking
they
about
moving
it.
stuff here on Earth with lasers? I don't think I've ever seen that demonstration done.
Right.
Can they move something from one area to another with a laser beam?
Move me across the pond with the laser first. Against the wind with the laser. And then talk to me about using it to push a spaceship to Mars in 45 days, you dumb mother.
Seems like yesterday. It was long ago. Jane was lovely. She was in my night.
I love when Walt gets into it. Oh, man. Yeah, this...
So, see... Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to rant about lasers some more, so go ahead. Yeah.
No.
That's all I got to say.
Trying to shine a laser at something, like a manned drone or something, or some sort of
target on the moon. Sorry.
No, it was like a U.S. plane or a spy plane or a drone with people in it or something, and there's a whole issue with China pointing lasers at folks.
So look at FE Core and their laser experiment. They had to design something that the military actually offered the guy to purchase his patent because it was so accurate. He called it the SALAD, Super Accurate Laser Aiming Device. And he had to build this thing because they couldn't just point a laser 27 miles and hit a target. I mean, you have to be able to move it in such teeny tiny increments at that distance. You move it, an R8C or an RCH, I think they are. One of the tiny, a millimeter of a millimeter. And that thing is going to move drastically at that distance. So, yeah, I want to see you shoot a laser 2 million miles away and hit your target. I'm calling shenanigans. Yeah, pointing a laser at anything, even just across the room, and holding it on it, like you were saying, Josh, that's not easy to do.
And we're running out of time to try my experiment with the ISS.
Yeah, no, pretty soon they're going to break it up into pieces and donate those pieces to all the museums and science departments like they did with all the space rocks and pieces of tinfoil and cardboard from the moon missions, right? That's
for posterity, right? Sure, it's historic. Got to keep it for posterity.
You got to keep that for posterity. That's an amazing scientific. That's from what I've been told, ad nauseum, it's one of mankind's greatest scientific achievements. How the fuck? Well, I think there's not a ISS floating above my head, idiot. Sorry. So, but of course they're going to not do anything stupid, right? They're going to save those big pieces of science for all future generations to learn from. And
they've got to cover it from all the computer programmers and IT guys. Just
right?
imagine the IT guys walking through
and
there.
Wires they could get like, dude, I know a guy that'll like buy copper off of you right now.
Well, look, an IT guy is going to walk through that museum and see these pieces of the ISS and see that cable management and know that shit never went to space.
Yeah.
Don't tell me somebody came through and did this shit. This is NASA's handiwork. This is NASA's cable management skills. And then this was up in outer space and they were managed to repair, diagnose any problems with this fucking cable mess. Bullshit. That'd wake up so many people. You got to blow it up and put it in the ocean.
So yeah, it would seem, and I'm just, I like to do research. Seems NASA's January ISS transition report includes plans to bring down the ISS in 2030 in an uninhabited part of the Pacific Ocean known as Point Nemo. Looking at you, Walt Disney. It doesn't actually seem to make any mention of what's going to happen to any artifacts on the station that might be of cultural or historical significance. There has not been discussion in the ISS program to return items solely for display, NASA told Collect Space in a statement. No down mass has been set aside at this time on upcoming cargo flights as we remain focused on maximizing use of the ISS. Any decision to return artifacts from the space station would happen at a later date, possibly on any available cargo space, as we will prioritize science return. So, I mean, they got to get that ape costume back. They got to get all the little fluffy bunnies and footballs and dope bags and
they call it down
guitars.
mass. We have to
mass. They
down
got to
mass.
get all that off first. And if they can get all that off first with that prioritized payload type situation, then they'll football jerseys. Can't forget the football jerseys. You wouldn't want those to.
That's going to be added to my vocabulary.
Right. You don't want those burning up.
Nope. As soon as I finish my second cup of coffee, I'm going to have to head to the bathroom and down mass.
That's the thing, though. It's not like
now
this
you
is
think.
like,
Go ahead.
oh, in 3 hours the space station's going to crash. We have to go. We can't take it. This is a decade, folks. They say they replace stuff all the time, right? Why can't they take some of the stuff they've already replaced and put that in museums today, right now? I'm sure NASA has a whole warehouse of a bunch of shit that's laying around that was supposedly on the ISS, right? If not, give it a year or two. They say they replace stuff all the time. Why is none of this stuff in any museums anywhere? This is the thing that, NASA's, they could put the toilet there. You could go sit on a NASA toilet. No suction. Sorry. But yeah, they could have all this stuff on display all over, and they would. If it was real, they would. Hell, they could make replicas like dinosaur bones so they can, keep the integrity of the original, blah, blah, blah. It wouldn't be anything new, but they don't want to show us anything up close of what they're doing. They learned that with the lunar lander.
Well, NASA says trying to display any portions of the ISS in a museum would be extremely expensive and difficult. citing the older
million a day.
Citing the older technology
but display
used to build.
Cases.
But that's what I'm saying. That would be big, giant football field size areas you would have to have, right?
Right. Because everything in the ISS is as big as the ISS. So that's why you can't display it. Gorilla suit, sorry, big as the ISS. What about your space lettuce? Oh, sorry, big as the ISS. Can you have some of your maybe astronaut suits or something? Nope, can't do it. They're as big as the ISS. Can you have a display case big enough? I don't think you've got a museum big. It'd take you 4 city blocks to show one of these. Just can't do it. Too expensive. Sorry. Liz says, how many dockings have taken place with the ISS with 0 accidents? For real, what's the survival rate? For space agencies, all of them, once they send an astronaut to space, what are the chances of survival? Anything less than 100?
Probably better than your local amusement ride park.
Well, I mean, what with all the drowning and helmets and things?
I'm just
it definitely had close calls.
Nobody's died on the
They didn't
ISS.
die. You're right. No
Nobody's
death.
died in space. They've died doing like test flights and stuff early on, and then there was, of course, the Challenger. There's been a couple other stuff happening here, maybe in the high altitude earthly realms, but space? Fuck no. Once you get to space, man, you're golden.
10 for 10 on the ISS. You're good.
Right. All you got to do is get above low Earth orbit, and your chances of survival increase dramatically. Really? Who dies above low Earth orbit? Nobody. All deaths occur below low Earth orbit. Space is the safest place for an astronaut, apparently.
It's the safest place to work, period. You have better chances of dying roofing than you do doing a spacewalk on the ISS.
Right. Let's see their workplace injury report.
It's so laughable. But there's still people out there that hook, line, and sinker, you know? And I can't really knock them too much because they had me pretty brainwashed, really brainwashed.
10 seconds.
So I get it. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this hour.
Wow.
I know,
Yeah, we did it again. Look at us go.
Sweet. I had to go down mass anyway. So that's going to wrap it up for the first hour, the first half of the Ironworx. In the can, in the bag, in the storage box. Stored safely with NASA. So nothing happens to it ever. Stick around, we'll be right back.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song.
That's right. Ever. Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smart car, smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Military intelligence. Tell me more about it.
Or are you waiting for your turn to speak, sir? Are you listening? Or
Tell me about the highest level military intelligence.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. You're full of shit. I will not suffer your Q people after this. Because you're lying. You're full of shit. All of it, dude. And I'm sick of it. I'm not knocking people into Q. I'm just telling you. Oh, he's part of a larger thing of Q. Is he Q? I understand magical powers. I'm at you with your wizard powers. Oh no, from some small part of the larger Q universe. We're now learning the secret of Q power. He is a Q priest, is a religion. Q told us that Hillary was in a prison. He's a well-meaning person, but he's a lightweight. Jake the Barbarian, I guess, was his earlier incantation or incarnation. We have Q on the line. Q shaman. Listen, you're a Q wizard. A Q shaman. You are a shamanic wizard. We get that. A Q shaman. Go ahead, Q shaman.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying! You're full of shit! I will not suffer your Q people after this! Because you're lying! You're full of shit! All of it, dude! And I'm sick of it! Q is like people that look at clouds. One sees a giraffe, one sees an elephant. I was still military intelligence. The almighty Q Lord, and you are his priest. I don't know if he's for real or whether he's higher than a kite. And it's always, oh, there's energy. So you got a bunch of Q-tards into the Capitol. Oh, Q told us that Trump was invincible. You said he was the Messiah. Trump's a regular guy. He's not Jesus Christ. They'll never, when they're wrong, say they're wrong. We have Q on the line. Q shaman. Listen, you're a Q wizard. A Q shaman. You are a shamanic wizard. We get that. Q shaman. Really? No, you're full of crap.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. You're full of shit. I will not suffer your Q people after this. Because you're lying. You're full of shit. All of it, dude. And I'm sick of it.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. Internet. Wake up!
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
That is. What the hell was that? Welcome back. First half of the second half kicking off right now. Year of the Ironworx.
Well, we're here. If you're hanging out with us over there on our Telegram IRM chat, which I just dropped a link to there in the TFR chat room and also the YouTube chat room, so you can hop in there and hang out. I don't get in there as often as I probably should, but every now and again I'll drop a little video or a picture from things here in the studio with me, the cat, that kind of crap, stuff, things. So just enjoy if you would like to go hang out there with us. There's always awesome people doing awesome things, dropping awesome content, dropping kind words, lots of love.
So, guess who's claiming that it's not their rocket that's going to hit the moon?
So nobody wants to claim this fucking rocket?
No, China says it's not our rocket that we shot up on March 4th, 2014. Or no, it's going to hit on March 4th, but it's not from our Chang 5 Tiwan launched in 2014. But Beijing has flatly rejected the scientists' claim. To put it bluntly, the rocket that is about to hit the moon is not theirs. I don't know what's going to happen here. This is kind of funny. Listen to how this is written. Thus, it is very rare for a rocket to hit the ground of the moon. However, this has happened before. However, in that case, if there is a possibility of a rocket entering the Earth's atmosphere, it will collide with the lunar surface. What? However, since it is a controlled conflict, there has never been such a threat. I think they needed a couple more howevers in there.
Yeah, that's not a human.
No, there's no. This has happened before. Okay, However, this has happened before. However, in that case, if there is a possibility of a rocket entering the Earth's atmosphere, it will collide with the lunar surface. I don't understand that sentence.
That's what I thought you said, but
Yeah,
I thought I misheard it.
No, you heard it right, and I'm reading it, in just like the letters tell me, in order and everything. Yeah, however, in that case, if there is a possibility of a rocket entering the Earth's atmosphere, it will collide with the lunar surface.
I mean,
this is a translation from whatever language that is. I'm either, what do they speak?
Mandarin
or, I forget the other one. Oh, well. But yeah, that's horrible writing. What's with all the howevers?
Even then, do you do a direct translation like that? Verbatim, word for word, when it's that shit?
I mean, that's horrible.
And then you turn that into your editor. Like, here you go.
Looks good to me. Okay, this is from Tech Time. Same thing. Let's see if it's written a little bit differently here. Okay, so it's not from theirs. China and space junk crashing to moon. The denial of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs comes after the upper stage debris of the 2014 lunar mission of China was accused of being the space junk that is headed towards the moon this March, as per a recent report by Space News. Blah, 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 blah. Denying that the space junk debris hitting the moon is from their previous lunar mission. Now, they're saying this is going to make a new crater on the moon. It's going to hit at so many kilometers per second, 2 kilometers per second. But they're saying it's going to make a fairly large new crater on the moon. But we don't have to worry about it because it'll be on the backside of the moon.
Oh, so we won't be able to just pull out our telescope and see the new crater created on the surface of the moon, verifying that, of course, it all happened.
They'll show us some CGI. It'll be stellar, I'm sure.
I see what you did there. Speaking of,
are we going to get to the Starlight story?
Sure.
Coca-Cola Starlight?
Yeah.
The space-flavored soda?
Why did I think we had talked about this when we talked about the raspberries? Maybe
I think we
don't.
did, because I thought for sure I had dropped the story about the space-flavored soda.
Well, that's what led me to the raspberries in space, was the story about the Star Coke or whatever you're saying. Pretty sure. Maybe not. Maybe I'm remembering it all. So much space debris floating around. You have seen the images. Go ahead. Tell us about the new cola.
Coke made a new cola.
What flavor is it?
Starlight.
Cool.
It's red.
What does it taste like?
Is it flavored like red?
Yeah, like red drink. No, apparently I watched a couple videos of people giving a review. Apparently not so good, not so hot, pretty vanilla-y from what I understand. Apparently, there's a real garbage, nasty shit aftertaste after the first sip. It's like the effect of what the fuck did I just drink Coke Space for? Kind of goes away after the second drink. And it's just sort of like a vanilla Coke.
So it's rum and Coke, pretty much.
Sort of, yeah. It's like basically a vanilla Coke, but red. So, Coke Starlight, don't drink it. I mean, don't drink soda to begin with, but I say that.
Okay, so they put out a coffee and Coke thing that tastes like crap.
Mm-hmm.
They put this new thing out that tastes like crap. What was the other recent weird mix of flavor? Oh, the orange in the Coke that tasted like baby
Coke?
aspirin. That was horrid.
Wasn't there a lime flavored Coke?
Oh yeah, surely was.
Wasn't there like this thing, like a new Coke, something new Coke? I think it was one of the new Coke. That was a flavor that really sucked a lot. And then, why don't they leave a good thing alone? Why has there got to be change just for change? It's fucking safe.
Leave my cocaine in the Coke.
Put the cocaine back in the Coke.
If market shares were straws, this is Coca-Cola grasping at straws, just looking desperately to grab that market share. Please help us make money. Please don't let our fucking investors get pissed off at us because we're not making as much money as we used to. I'd be curious to see what their share price is prior to Coke Space.
Now, I don't even know if I should talk about this story out loud because I'd like it to just keep happening.
Okay.
Okay, a spice company, all right, decided, now you sell spices. You know, you're not selling MAGA hats. You're not selling bricks to throw through building windows. So you're not on the right or, no, that's a horrible description. I'm just joking. But okay, when you're selling a product, do you want to split your buyers, the people that you know, are buying your product? Do you really want them to know your political stance as a business? Does anybody think that's a good idea? Like I made a product, you know, that all kinds of people use, you know. So do I want to tell half my customer base that my ideals go against what their ideals are? Does anybody else think that that'd be a really dumb idea? Because the CEO of this company did.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I don't want to. Yeah, go
ahead. I was just saying, the CEO of this spice company, and I'm not even sure the name, doesn't really matter, but didn't just like make a donation and mention their donation to a political party or anything like that. Sent out an email to everybody that buys from them. And this was a pretty big spice company, I guess. They had, you know, well over 100,000 users that were buying their spices from them regularly. Well, they put out an email about something going on. One of these things, I forget which topic it was. Maybe the Canadian, I forget. But it had to do with, you know, wokeism and promoting wokeism in the left. And overnight, 40,000 of their subscribers and customers dropped their subscriptions. Overnight. The company is asking, pleading, and begging anybody that's still left not to buy a gift card, but please go out and buy a stack of gift cards to give out to people. Because we just shot ourselves, not in the foot. This is a head wound right here. So that's why I didn't want to mention all you big woke companies that think it's a great idea to announce your political stances. If you want to go out of business, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, this is like a head wound at the end of Fight Club, just before he goes off to the mental institution to get better and live happily ever after.
I mean, Why would anybody think that's a good idea? Do these... Now, that's fine if, it was a business from home or this and that. And the guy that was covering this article I was watching yesterday said it best. Do you think his employees all think this way? Is this person speaking, because it's a big company, 100 plus people. So do you think the people that work for this company are all like this? Or is it a few people and one of them happens to be the CEO? I mean, this guy should be gone. Whoever, if there's a board or whatever, if this is like that big a corporation, that CEO should have been fired yesterday or whenever this happened. Just the idiocy of some of these people and their ideals, thinking that they need to force them on other people. I mean, in some places you can do that, not when you're running a business. You don't isolate your customers like that. That's stupid. But please keep doing it. Keep going woke. All of you people, just keep going woke. Keep on pushing it, because all it does is backfire on you every time. I don't know why I'm giving them advice, but yeah, it's just stupid. I can't help watching stupid be stupid over and over again. Wake up, people. This thing that you all were trying to do is going away. It's gone. You messed up. You went too far. You shouldn't have went after the children. Sorry. You had a great thing going there for a while. You really did. You've brainwashed probably a decade of students. And we're going to see that we're already seeing it in the workplace now. These young people can't handle reality and the fact that not everybody around them has to bend to their will and, change how we speak to make you comfortable. That doesn't happen in the real world. That might have happened in your schools and your colleges and places like that, where you had all these liberal nut job teachers promoting it. But out in reality, these people's feelings are getting destroyed daily because they're learning that their feelings are nothing but that. They're not laws. They're not suggestions for other people. It's just your feelings. And nobody gives a shit in the real world.
This is why post office audits are important. And those like virtual tours that frickin' media and Michigan Constitutional Crusader are doing. It's very important to make sure that our public officials are doing what they're supposed to be doing within the limitations that they're allowed to do it. But it's also important to get the public out there to realize that just because they don't like something doesn't mean they've got a right to shut it down. That you can get glad in the same pants that you got mad in, as my mom used to tell me.
Damn right. Yeah, they've created this whole culture of, oh, my feelings are so important. And everybody gets a trophy. They're going out into the real world now and realizing, oh, everybody doesn't get a trophy. I have to actually try and work to keep my job. This is crazy. People walking off the job because you won't use my pronouns they and them when you're addressing me. It's like, hello, that's plural. You're one person. I'm not going to change the way I use grammar correctly to make your feelings feel better. Sorry, this is reality. You're not in La La Land anymore.
But my mom told you on the job interview when we came in for the interview that that's what I wanted to be referred to as.
It's so sad seeing grown adults acting like it's arrested development is what they've done. They didn't allow these children to develop and handle social structure on their own like we all did when we were young. You know, the playground is where you learn social structure, all that kind of stuff. And they're not allowing social structure to take place anymore. It's all everybody's just fluffy white clouds, and all you got to do is show up. There's people graduating from high school that don't know how to read. How do you graduate without knowing how to read? That is absurd. But you showed up, so you get your certificate. Now for the AP classes, advanced classes, the schools that are built for the students that, get it and try hard and are, ahead of all the other ones that are excelling. Nope, now we're not going to base it on merit and your accomplishments. It's going to be a lottery system based on the color of your skin. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not all the white people that are pissed off about this. It's mostly the Asian parents. Because their culture, that's how it is. You try super hard, you get further. That's how they were raised. You put in the time as a young person, and it makes life easier when you get older. But now it doesn't matter. You can try as hard as you can. You could have all the extra accommodations and extracurricular activities and all this stuff. Doesn't matter. You're just another cog in the wheel. Doesn't matter how smart, how dumb. This is all by design. Makes me wonder, how many times have they done this before? You always wonder, how did we go from being so smart to doing the things that people were doing on this plane at one time, building these huge, vast structures and all this great stuff around us, to what we have today? It's amazing. But we're watching it happen right in front of our eyes, the dumbing down of society. Sorry, Zach ran over.
Nope, it's just like when they were building those super detailed Roman architectural buildings, but they were so stupid they couldn't figure out how to make roads to do it. They had to do it all in the mud, and they kept washing it over and over again, apparently, because it'd get real fucking muddy if you were built in the mud. So you'd have to put it up and then wash it all down, put the next piece up, then wash it all down again, then wash it every time as you built it so it'd stay nice and clean when you took a picture of it standing there all by itself in the mud. Had to have been some stupid bastards.
I was just watching this chimney sweep guy, or a chimney something or other from England. Old videos from like the 70s. Really cool. This guy that used to climb chimneys, right?
And his little friend
really
that fly around with an umbrella.
No. This wasn't. I've seen that one too.
Mary Poppins.
This was, this is like an actual.
Chimney.
This guy.
Sorry.
This guy had a show. I'll have to find it now. He was real fun, but he's climbing these huge chimneys over in England, like smokestacks that are, on big, not like a chimney on a house, but like a 500-foot chimney. Big. It looks like, a tower. And he gets up to the top where he's saying that these stones had to be over 5 tons.
Nuts.
And he's explaining that they got these up here using steam power because they're so old. They were built so long ago. And that's how he was explaining it. Steam lifted up these 10,000 pounds. And these things were near the top of the structure. So that's like 480 feet up. But yeah, I mean, that's how we do it. We explain things away any way we can just to make it, slaves built the pyramids with rocks and logs. It's us rationalizing the story that they tell us with what we actually are seeing. But yeah, really neat show. The guy, nut job, crazy. Like these chimneys, they don't go straight up. And he's climbing a ladder, and then all of a sudden there's a 5-foot outstretch near the top. So he's climbing a ladder outwards. Just nuts. I wouldn't do it. You couldn't pay me enough money to do something like that. And he's just walking up. He's got a microphone on, and he's talking the whole way up. Crazy. Yeah, let me go see if I can find that for you people in chat. It was funny. The show was. I was getting a kick out of it. Is there any jabs like that you've seen that you would never do? Fred Dibna.
So early on, when I was literally the first week of watching, like, what I found out later were the 12 Clues, but at the time was under another channel called Leisure X, who had apparently repackaged it for their own channel kind of early on, and I didn't know. Anyway, so I was watching that, going, okay, there's lots of questions here I have. And then seeing, of course, 8 debunking videos immediately right after that and going, yeah, but let me see some things. And the only thing I could think of besides drone footage that might show an actual distance that would be far enough, because this is early, like I said, literally first week. My thought was cell towers, the guys who climb those towers. And I thought, looking around here, that I had a handle on that. I had no clue. So they literally take an elevator up to a certain height, or some of them, the higher, bigger ones. But after that, they're just climbing, fucking climbing. And I was like, they're climbing freestyle. They're not doing like clip, take a step, clip, take a step. They're going step, 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 step. Okay, it's time for a break. Then they clip on when they're taking the break and have their little clip belt on. Otherwise, they're just free hanging in the wind as to God going up this tower. And I'm watching this, watching the background and getting this feeling in my gut of, no, not even ever, never in a million trillion years. I don't care how much you would pay me. Am I getting up there ever? Wow, look at us.
Look at us
go.
go.
Getting up there.
That brings us to the end of the third, up to the fourth and final. Stick around. We got 30 more minutes of this craziness right after this.
Hi. And here, watch out. Watch out. I'll fix it.
Somebody should tell us right at the start of our lives that we're dying. And we might live life to the limit. Every minute of every day. Whatever you want to do it now. There are only so many tomorrows. I say to you that if you're driven by anything other than your love and your spirit, your desire to grow and expand, if you're driven by your need to please others, if you're driven by your fear, if you're driven by your past, it's time to free yourself. And the way to do it is decide. Decide consciously what you want your life to be about.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. By Christine, great for heart palpitations. By Anne, before I started using this product, every afternoon, my ankles and my hands would be swollen. That doesn't happen anymore. So if that part of their advertising is true, I have to assume that the rest of it is also. Not to mention that when I had my yearly blood test, only a few weeks after beginning to use this product, my cholesterol had dropped over 30 points. I'm going to continue to take it. By Croc, I love this product. It really works. By Brad, works great, thank you. Tell us your story. Get your Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation, built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They have killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Need input.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks. Kicking off right now. Wow, it's not often I get to talk through the bumper music. Usually I'm playing all sorts of crazy stuff right through this show.
Real quick, little housekeeping. Thank you so much, Thomas, Sir Tommy, the man, that flat fellow, throwing us that super chat way earlier. Saw it, missed it, lots of talking, missing it. Sorry. Thank you all for hanging out, being there in the chat. Thank you, Hippie Shake 29, sharing channel links left and right. Thank you so much for that and the subscription. We appreciate that as always. Someone in chat just asked, damn it, I missed it. Someone asking Liz when the actual meditation is taking place today, 222. I know it's 10:22 p.m. GMT, and I think she says here in the chat note, yeah, that's 5:22 Eastern time. She thinks. No, 3 hours to go, then 8 hours later. Whoa, you just broke my brain, Liz. What? You got to clarify that time zone. Is that like that Australian half-hour thing? That's that military time. Anyway, someone work out the math for us. So, we're so busy with the amazing content, we can't really think about math.
Well, 2:22 and 22:22.
Yeah. But it's what now?
Right.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
12 hours apart, though, I would think.
Oh, so there's a second one, 8 hours later. See, so 3 hours from now will be the first one. And then 8 hours after that, a secondary one. Thank you, Liz.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 2:22 p.m. and then 22, which is 10, so 8 hours later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome. You are from the future, Mad Pie Man, definitely. Shout out to legendary awesome Austin there in the chat.
So they say they could see into the past with their telescopes, right?
And your butt when you look around the curve using refraction, right?
Yeah. So when are they going to try to say they can see into the future using a microscope? Do you think they'll ever try to push something like that?
Zach threw it the other way.
I shouldn't give them these ideas, but you're going to see stupid now come out in about a month. Peer-reviewed and all. Some science paper talking about seeing the future through microscopes.
So there was a book by Arthur C. Clarke and another guy, damn it.
Dr. Seuss?
No, probably Partials. Damn it. Yeah, I can't remember the book name, but it was Time's Arrow. Is that it? There it is. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty decent little story about this device that's created. He co-wrote it with somebody else. And that might not even be the right one. That might be an old story. Anyway, I'll find it in a minute and drop a link to it. But in it, they create this device, and it's essentially this time viewing mirror compression, lensing, gravity thing. You know how you would do it, like you do. And like all of his books, it's based on like actual quote unquote fake science. Damn it. I'm looking around behind me trying to see. I know it's on the shelf somewhere because it's one of those I've read a few times. Manifold Time. That's the name of it. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, I would definitely say go check it out. Stephen Baxter, Arthur C. Clarke. There it is. Finally got it. Damn it. I'll drop a link.
And just to remind everybody, excuse me, getting in tune with everybody there in chat, sorry. But Martin Liedtke and a few others, the crew. Geez, I should have this pulled up. I think it's holisticmedia.com. Holisticmedia.
There it is in chat. Sorry.
This site can't be reached.
Yeah, I keep having some problems with reaching some stuff too today. I've had a few dead links. Really starting to get into that whole dead internet idea, Josh, by the way.
Yeah.
Try it. Okay, here we go. I'm in. So, Flat Earth British, the Holy Grail of the Great Reset, UK Tour and Conference 2022. Info and tickets. You can find them at holisticmedia.com, all one word, Holistic Media. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. They're going to be traveling around the UK, mud flood and flat smacking and Mandela, and they're just covering it all. They're going to have some people that are just going to be streaming from here in the US. I think it's Jen, Truth Seeker 69, and Brian Stavely will be joining. But Monday the 28th, coming up next Monday, is when this is all kicking off in Cardiff. Tickets are just £20. So if you're in the UK area, or if you're close and you can get to the UK area, they're going to be all over. This is going from Monday the 28th of February all the way till Saturday the 16th of April. They're going to be, well, yeah, I mean, they're going to take almost a month off between March and April, Sunday the 20th, and then Saturday, April 16th. That's when the big conference is going to happen in Jury's Inn in Birmingham. But they're going to be hitting, let's see, Cardiff, Torquay, Glastonbury, Bath. Sorry if I'm saying these horribly. Lincoln, York, Whitby, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Roslyn and Roslyn Chapel, and then Birmingham. So yeah, this is going to be awesome. I wish I could be over there. They're going to be.
I know, man. I'm so wanting to go bad.
This is book signing opportunities with Martin. The Glastonbury and Bath include guest speaker Ross, Britain's Hidden History. The Roslyn includes the admission fee to the Roslyn Chapel. They're going to be walking around these big old buildings, inside of them, some of them, checking out all this, these ancient structures. Yeah, it's man, I wish I could be there. So yeah, if you're around, you're looking for tickets, holisticmedia.com or info, all that stuff is right there. So get out there and let's support these guys. I love me some Martin Liedtke. I think Callum will be there. Callum Wilkinson, autodidactic. Yeah.
What? Special K.
Yeah. Just Or no,
Can you
he
get a
won't be
second? Drop
there.
the link in chat for me. I'm doing other things, trying to find book links for people, and
Yeah, there's
there
already
it
people in
is.
the chat
Hippie's
saying
got it. Hippie's
you
on it.
were the man.
Thank you, Hippie. Hippie's on top of it today. Here, I'll throw that link back through there as well, and I'll put it over here on the TFR chat for you guys. All of you hanging out with us this morning there on TFR.
Yeah, anybody there? I agree. Seeking Starwater says, share your bids.
Yeah.
Because we can't be there. I'm sure there'll be so many people live streaming. I know the last event Martin had went so well.
So great.
Yeah, everybody there just seemed like they were having the time of their life, which is what we need right now. We need to be together, sharing these magnetic fields and, really just bathing in each other's, goodwill. Really, I mean, it helps so much. When you come away from one of these events, you feel refreshed, you feel new, you feel like you want to go and take on the world again. We need this stuff. We need to be around each other, like-minded people, and just, even if you're not, talking about the stuff you're there, flat earth, mud flood, all this stuff, even if you're not discussing that, it's just good to be around these people. All the conversations, no matter what they're about. Yeah, it's all about the good vibes. Well said, Ben Flat. So yeah, if you've never been to one of these things, get out and get to one if you can, because it changes you. And Awesome Austin he's talked about it many times. Once you go and you've been to one, it's like you want them to happen every weekend. You really do. It's just such an amazing time being around that many people that are open-minded. Oh no, Walt's peacemaking it out in chat.
Oh, I had to. My buddy Austin mentioned it, said how good it was.
That's
I have to say, I've enjoyed the hell out of that show.
Rico's tinfoil sombrero was watching it instead of hanging out with us this morning. He's been up for hours. He just forgot that we're on Tuesday mornings as well, so he's been catching up on Peacemaker.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Did it again last night. It's fun.
I will play that song every day now and watch that intro. Skip? Why no, HBO? Thank you. I don't think I will be skipping that intro. Anyway. But yeah, man, the meetups, I'm like so jealous I can't go to this one. This would be one of those tours I would follow, like following a band across the country and shit. That would be like the thing to do.
And for, these guys that are putting these on, wouldn't it be great if they wanted to, they could do like a world tour, a 9-month world tour, and then take a few months off? You know how really big bands would do that? They'd go on like a world tour and they'd just hit all these different countries and go and spreading their music. Well, that's how this needs to really get up to, is let's share the truth. Because they're not going to do it for us. Not right now, that's for sure. They're not going to help. You're not going to see on mainstream media pop up, oh, it's discovered that we're all lying to you. That's not going to happen. But I'd be willing to bet these meetups are going to be, they're just going to get bigger and bigger, that Martin's having out there. And just shout out. So shout out to Karen B. She's working on Flattoberfest. I mean, this is like when she starts, and she's already hectic about it, looking at venues and stuff like that. And so yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into these things. And even if you can't be there, just go into Martin's chat, all these guys chat, and just say, hey, thanks. Show them some kind of support just for having the nerve to get up there and do this kind of stuff. Yeah, life-changing. So what do we got? We got about 10 minutes, somewhere right around there.
About 12.
Yeah, we're into it really quick here. As I'm still playing with links, I'll stop. I promise.
So I had to do some deep soul searching last night and spend some time, sort of coming to grips and learning how to deal with reality on reality's terms. And finally just sucked it up and went down and chopped down my Gorilla Glue. I mean, I know that's sort of what I grew her for, but still there's a whole lot of
remorse.
Mourning in the afternoons. I was last night, yesterday. But nope, I did. I got her chopped. Got her hanging up now. Humidity was pretty good. Now it's a little high, so it's got me a little worried. I don't want to have to run that dehum while I'm at work. Got humidifiers going in the grow room and dehumidifiers in my drying room. That ain't right. But we'll figure it out. It's done. I'm going to come home tonight and take down the bubble gum. The bubble gum. And get it hanging. So she'll sacrifice herself this evening. But they do look pretty good. It's much better than my first run. And my second, which would have had 0 flowers anyway.
We'll throw some love that direction, sir, for your sacrifice and for the great, amazing future ahead with you and your lovely gift given to nature, given from nature. Right. Enlightened Dawn saying, just thank her for her sacrifice and she will forgive you. I agree.
Yeah. BCB knows. This is why I can't have chickens.
Dude. I used to play with chickens in the yard, and then my Aunt Clotilde would go grab one and wring its neck, and that would be supper that night.
You ever notice how none of the people who are meatitarians, I don't know if there is such a thing, the people who just eat, they never bitch about the plant. Yeah, carnivores. They're never crying for the plants. How could you hurt that plant? But right here you can see, I mean, it does.
Yeah.
It hurts when you care and you love something so much. Yeah, so chickens, it'd be hard.
There was an article I read years ago back in the day in High Times that talked about basically bonsai your plant, like have it literally in the living room, so bonsai'd out and trimmed that no one would know other than smell that it was actually marijuana, and then just basically trim it as needed rather than just taking the whole thing out and destroying it. Now this would be multiple plants throughout the house kind of thing and have a constant trim going, I guess. But yeah, they have some crazy pictures and examples of it. And again, this was probably 91, 92, early 90s for sure, reading my little subscription to High Times there in college, because I'm big into the freedom fighter movement, trying to get that legalized around the world for its medicinal loveliness. There's also other people who set them up in those little tents and little oh man, what was the name of it? The first one I read about in the back of Omni magazine, actually. Damn it, Phototron. Shout out to the early days where you just again keep it constantly going and just picking tomatoes off of it kind of thing. I don't know enough about it. You guys are in it. I'm just reading stories. Just reading stories. Pretty stories, though.
I've heard some crazy stories about just maintaining a constant bud state.
Right.
It just seems strange to me.
Yeah, I mean, there was technique. It wasn't just easy. It was a process. to keep it going like you want to, like you say, the lighting and the hours it gets and things like that. A lot of that going on in those little control
Yeah, I mean, you could totally
environments.
take it.
And I mean, this was
re-veg it.
again 91. So this was way before any legalization was taking place on any ground. So this was a lot of like kind of being able to maintain your medicine in your home without it having to be a whole big production and concern.
But
And
that
like,
still sounds like
you
a
know,
whole
hide your
big
grow in the ottoman and you're got your feet propped on it, that kind of thing. So anyway, this is the early dreamy days of getting it done.
And that still sounds like somebody's got a field out somewhere and he's just having a little fun. I mean, you could totally do it, but the number of plants you would need to do to get any sort of smokable yield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to have numerous plants going.
Yeah,
there was some serious MacGyvering going on in those early days. I know the first idea of a vaporizer I ever heard of was a guy who had been getting his Marinol capsules, which were completely useless, being taken as an edible gel-based capsule filled with a non-decarboxylated cannabis oil. So for that process to even work, to get any kind of relief, he figured out that he would have to figure out a way to remove that water molecule from that THCA and get it where it needed to be. And so he created a little thing with like plastic boxes and temporary on-off buttons and battery and heating element from a cigarette car lighter. And basically you went to Radio Shack, picked up a few ends and assembled this little airtight container with the temporary on and off, sprinkled your oil or squeezed the oil onto that little element and vaporized it that way. And then he figured out that you could actually do that with flour and actually get more medicine. And this was so early days. This was before the volcanoes and any of the vaporizers. So yeah, MacGyver type thinking early on. So you'd be surprised. I don't know. I know a guy that made a great box. Anyway, go. Sorry.
Couldn't you use a vacuum chamber to pull all the moisture out of cannabis? As long as you have the vacuum chamber running and it's constantly sucking.
It's molecular. It's a molecular thing. I don't. Yeah.
Well,
it's the time frame.
Water
and it has to
boils at very low temperatures when you remove that, so you should be able to. In theory, I would think, but yeah, it could be some kind of compound. Yeah, if just boil the water out of the plant at room temperature without getting the temperature too hot. I don't know. Just thinking.
There's a certain temperature range that you can play with that won't destroy the THC. There's other temperature ranges you have to be careful with your terpenes as well. I'm saying all this like I'm the expert. You want to know more about this? You should go back to Friday's show with Daryl, the man. Mm-hmm. He definitely showed us some amazing techniques. By the way, you said his name and he has appeared. Martin Lika, shout out, friend. We were just pumping up the big tour, dropping that link there in the chat. Good to see you, friend.
Yeah, hope it all goes well, Martin. This is going to be an interesting couple of months here, man. I am so excited for you guys. I wish I could be there.
Flat thumbs for sure.
Yeah, baby.
So the way I understand it, a lot of these terpenes are pretty volatile. That's why you want to.
Yeah, they're real sensitive.
Yeah, real sensitive.
Yep.
Some of them are even water soluble. It seems like there is vacuum extractors for extracting out. But I don't know.
There's different methodology for different ways of getting it out. I mean, I've seen some crazy things. I'm sure there's one out there. I'm looking it up now.
There are so many people taking a very scientific approach to their cannabis, whether it's growing or consuming or whatever it is. There's probably somebody somewhere.
Let us see here. It would seem that there is actually a cannabis extract Wow. Apparently, I have to be a certain age to enter this site, and I got to put in all kind of days. Date. I'm bad little cursor. Okay, so yeah, it says think about using a vacuum pump to remove the good stuff from the bad. Here's where the science, blah 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 blah. So yeah, there are vacuum pump ways to distillate. There's different ones. Some work wet, some work dry. Diffusion pumps, rotary vane pumps, scroll pumps, hybrid pumps. Y'all are ahead. These guys are on it. They got you covered. I'll drop that for you. This is from MaximumYield.com. Interesting site. I want to look
That's
into
one thing
that.
you can't do. You're never going to stop a pothead from smoking pot. Use fruit. We will
Looking
use
at ways to turn things into a ball. Maybe I
engine
can turn
parts.
this apple into
Anything. Cardboard tube. Piece of tinfoil.
Look at that hamster. Look at the hamster habitat. I could smoke out of that.
Yep.
It says,
Yep.
looking at its transformer.
Right where it connects in the center, that T part. That's right where we put that, and then you got Oh yeah. You ain't stopping us. Good luck.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no. I got to keep on smoking. That's real close, fellas. We got about 60 seconds before we hear some music. Probably even less than that.
Dropping a link for you guys in the chat. Again, not a joke. It's real. And I have to say, I can vouch for it being a really... Oh, sorry, that's not the drop. Sorry, I will get it for you. I promise. One day. Don't wait for me. You guys can say goodbye. And
right, everybody remember to go check out the Global Meditation over there with Mark Devlin. Coming up at 2:22 and 22:22. Hear this 2:22:22. Tuesdays. Yeah. Or Tuesday too.
A lot of twos. Just saying. And get on out there, and if you can, if you're in the area, holisticmedia.com. Again, if you're in the UK, y'all.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much.
Love you guys. Have yourselves a great rest of the week. We will see you right back here on Friday morning. Till then, be good and be well. We love you. Bye-bye.